Hey, how's it going, guys? So if you're going to buy a pre-built, I definitely recommend doing research on the power supply. For instance, this Lavono Legion 4070 Super is probably using a 16-pin connector from the PSU to the GPU, which is great. But $1,300 is a steal in my opinion because I built my PC for about $1,350, and everything's included with this pre-built. Little things are a little different. Like this one has a bigger power supply. I have a 750 PSU. This one has 850. Let me see. Let me see. 16 gigs is okay. I got 32. 1 terabyte is great, awesome. So basically, this pre-built is pretty cheap, and it's at 47 with a super. That's awesome. But if you're going to buy a 4070 Super, if you're going to buy any pre-built, I would definitely recommend doing the research on the particular model. Find some videos that goes inside of it. Look at the motherboard. Look at the power supply. What type of connector it's using. Because my 4060 pre-built, the first one I got, it came with an 8-pin connector, which is fine, which will work, which is compatible with a 4070 Super. 4070, regular 4070, but I wanted the Super, which uses a 16-pin connector. At the time, I said, oh, there's no big. I just swap out the power supply. Unfortunately, the power supply on my pre-built, it connects to the motherboard via a 10-pin connector, which is not standard. So the motherboard is proprietary, so it jammed me up. So I ended up building a whole PC from scratch with a power supply that's modular. So that means I can use 16-pin or the regular 8-pin, whatever the case is. So I definitely recommend a pre-built if you don't want to go through the hassle like I did and so forth. But make sure the power supply works. Make sure the power supply connector is future proof. The future proof now is probably the 16-pin connector, like this article mentioned here. Let me see. So the 4060 series uses an 8-pin connector. The 4070 uses the newer ones, the 16-pin connector. So if you buy a 30 series pre-built, more than likely it's going to use an 8-pin connector, so you can definitely upgrade to the 4060 and so forth. But if you want the 4070 Super or anything above that, that uses 16-pin connector. And the pre-builds are more than likely proprietary, so you can't really swap it out. And because the motherboard is probably unique, just like mine's, so you're pretty much stuck with the part with the next generation, or at least this generation that uses the 8-pin connector. So you can't really upgrade to the 4070 Super or anything above that because the connector is not compatible. So if you're going to buy a pre-built, I'd rather go to the next generation up. If you're going to think about the Super, might as well get the no, not really, because the article says here that the 40 series uses the um uses the 12-pin uses the 16-pin connector. So if you get the 16-pin connector or 16-pin GPU, you're more than likely to be good to go. Also, this pre-built comes with 850-watt power supply, which is great. So that means you can entirely upgrade to a 4080 Super, which is awesome, which only requires 750 watts power supply. So if this assuming that this pre-built um, uses a 16-pin connector, you're pretty much good to go. So like I said, definitely if you're looking, look at your pre-built, research it, find some videos, look what kind of connector is using, especially if you're buying a 30 series graphic GPU pre-built, double check, because more than likely the pre-built you're gonna get is you can't really modify the GPU, you can't really upgrade to the GPU you wanted because the power supply is limited to that. So well, if you get this 4070 Super, you're pretty much good to go. You can swap out that GPU just like that. This one's more than likely a OEM, so it's bare bones. If you look at it, it's not the ones you see online from like PNY, ASUS, and so forth like that. Judging just from my pre-built that came with 4060 single fan, and so which I have videos on my channel if you're interested in that. So long story short, Buy your pre-built on sale. Look up online videos, looking inside of it, what kind of connector is using. Compare that connector to if you were to upgrade to the next generation or the next generation after that. Just make sure it works and compare the power supply to the one recommended. This is 850. Looks like the 4080 takes a 750, so you're good to go after that.